Hey, everybody. My name is Vivian, and I'm your friendly neighborhood GM here at the Pocket Dragon Pub. And we are back once again for the second half of our holiday one-shot called Northern Lights. Our fabulous table here is back again. Thank you for joining us. Do you want to talk a little bit about yourselves?
Sure. Yeah,
it sounds great. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber, also known as The Space Jamper. I am a 3-time Emmy-nominated TTRPG writer, editor, podcaster, and streamer. I've worked on projects such as Necrobiotic with Mitch here, and also Flabbergasted by Wanderer's Tome. You can find me anywhere there's internet at The Space Jamper, except Twitter. I abandoned my Twitter because fuck Elon Musk. And yeah, thank you so much for having me. Oh, wow. Is that Necrobiotic? Is that the book we worked on, Mitch? Is that it? Is that the book that was nominated for Best Writing and Editing at the Emmys this year? That both of us wrote and edited?
Yes.
Dang.
Oh.
Wow.
It's like it's there.
Hi there, I'm Madness Diamond, but since we're friends now, you can call me Diamond. You can find me everywhere across the wide interwebs, usually at Madness Diamond, unless you're looking for me on TikTok, then I am at Madness Diamond 2.0. But I am a TTRPG actual play performer. I am a content creator. I'm a writer. I'm a cosplayer. And I do a lot of really fun stuff with also a couple nonprofits. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about me, you can check out my Beacons page, which is beacons.ai/madnessdiamond. And I'd love to have you join me in my wholesome chaos.
Yay!
Hi there, I'm Kayla McDonald. I am an actor and an artist. You can find me mostly on Instagram at _Kayla_McD. You'll also see some bits of the makeup work that I do for film sets and for private practice, as well as just general nonsense. So, hello.
Hey, I'm Mitch Steels. You can find me on any of the social medias in that way, or go to Penny for a Tale. Anywhere of. So yeah, that's me. That's it. I'm just here.
Sure, you're just here. You just wrote a whole book. It's fine. No biggie.
It's fine. It's
whatever.
Cool. I'm just enjoying the Northern Lights.
Hello, I'm Ellen Pondner on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, across social media. I'm also the owner and creator director of ADH Adventures, which is a neurodivergency, mental health, and invisible disability advocacy TTRPG streaming group. We are mostly live on Twitch, but we do a bunch of other stuff. And we have also done, to date, 4 live plays at Gen Con. I am also a pro GM and player. Most of my time is spent either graphic designing or being a TTRPG actual performer. I have performed and GM'd on the main stage, stream stage, and some other stages at Gen Con. And yeah, that is me. I do a lot of the stuff here with the TTRPG things, and I'm excited to be here.
I am surrounded by glittering stars, and I cannot stand it. And with that said, y'all ready to play a game?
Yeah.
Alrighty, when we last left our teen adventurers, we had several people that had been charmed by an evil fae. We were in the process of trying to calm down a spooked horse, and we were told that the horse seemed to have the scent of summer.
You didn't say it was evil.
I said summer. Oh, wait. Sorry, we're not talking about the horse, are we? We're talking about the fae. Whoops. Speaking of that, let's go back to that wonderful little campfire where Riel is facing down.
Yay, Dad.
This man, or this male-presenting fae, who is insisting that you sit by the campfire and listen to their story.
Don't be rude.
She kind of does Dante actually say that?
Yeah, don't be rude.
She kind of looks at them like, you're telling me not to be rude?
Yeah, you're being
It's
rude.
really warm here.
That's
So warm.
that's really nice. I can listen to your story from here though. And I'm good. It gets too hot that close to the fire. She's just like dead focused on this fae. It's not much too warm that close. She looks at the other two like there's this moment of her considering like, could I slap them out of it? Like if I poked them or something, could I like, I don't know, claps in front of their she doesn't want to do it in front of the face, so she's just kind of like, I don't know what we do about this.
Sorry, I have to move the cat. But yes,
Throw bread.
continue. Yes, please continue from there.
Throw
Yeah,
bread.
continue your story. You can tell it. They'll stand in here.
The fae looks at you for a minute, and he resumes his seat by the fire with his pipe, looking with a charmed Dante and Marie, and he says, "I'm so glad you're so accommodating. I'd hate to have to force you, like I did with these two."
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
Yeah. Tell your story, Dad. Faye. Duke.
He smokes his pipe, and a ripple of smoke leaves it and begins to form an image of a fae man. And he says, "I'm looking for something that belongs to me. And it was taken, but I know that if I find it, I'll be better off. Let's start with that, shall we?"
Yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything later tonight.
A long time ago, I fell in love.
I'm sorry.
I love Dante so much. He looks at you and says, "It's not so bad, boy. Especially when the feeling's mutual." And the product of that love was a beautiful little girl. Except for one thing. The girl didn't meet the bloodline standards for Fae. So you can imagine how angry I was. And she was taken from me and replaced with a little changeling brat. As if I don't know my own people's tricks. He blows more smoke into the air, and you can see that the narrative he's telling is taking shape in these plumes of smoke, Riel. Because you're actually aware of what's happening. The other two are just listening like, la 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 la, this is great. And he says to you, "But you see, the real problem began when I lost my wife over it. And the only remnant I have of this girl, this beautiful baby girl now, that's been taken from me, is nothing at all.
Your
Every
memory.
piece of my family's been destroyed. He looks at Dante and he says, memories are like tissue paper. They become worn over time.
That's troubling to hear.
He blows smoke into the air. And he looks at you again, Rio. You have something that doesn't belong to you either, do you, girl?
Not quite sure everything I have belongs to me. I don't really make a habit of taking other people's things.
Maybe someone else took it and didn't tell you.
Acorn?
Yeah, the horse. It's the horse. It's absolutely the horse.
Last time I read up, possession was like 3/4 of the law.
He stares at you. Stealing from a fae is something else you probably shouldn't do either.
I didn't steal anything.
You didn't, but if someone discovers what you're holding, they're gonna assume you did. That's what you do, you see, to avoid a curse. You hand it off to the next poor sap that doesn't see it coming. And he smokes. He blows more smoke into the air.
What? What do you mean, curse?
That little star pendant that you've been holding on to, that's protecting you from my magic. You don't think there's something odd about it?
Magic's real.
Well, I mean, I've always found it comforting. It was a gift from someone I cared about, and it reminds me of them. But I've always been curious about how it was made because it's different. But
he looks at you. That's a fae make, for certain. Consider carefully what might have been passed on to you, lass. But you've done what I've asked. You've heard my story, and he looks up as if he felt something on the wind. Seems like what I'm looking for just got found.
What?
You ever heard of wishes, lassie?
Of wishes? Of course I've heard of wishes.
How do you make them? How do you make them?
She's like looking at this guy like super duper sus, and her hands gone tighter around the thing.
He's toying with you. Like, you can tell he's toying with you. So
I really feel like this is an awful lot of questions, and you're not really answering that many yourself. What are you looking for?
And he looks at you and he says, you got some fire to you once you get past the shyness. It's a shame you can't talk worth a damn. And he blows another puff of smoke into the air. And he says, stars are excellent for making wishes. Problem is, you got to pull them down from the sky.
You know, my mom always said that you should start out being nice. You should start out being nice to people, but you don't let them walk all over you. We listened to your story. You got to tell us about the little bauble and this thing you're looking for, but we don't have it. You need to let us go.
Well, I'll be damned. You're right. You've met all my conditions.
And apparently,
I suppose I will have to let you go. Apparently what?
Apparently you can't do anything to me with this, so...
He looks at you and says, at least not right now. And he goes to dump the ashes from his pipe, and the world around you kind of shrinks backwards. And you, Dante, and Marie suddenly find yourselves in the middle, back in the forest. No one is around. There is no campfire. There is an orange glow that you see, but it's from the Vardo campfire. Your encampment.
Oh. Hey, we found our way back.
What happened?
We found our way back.
No, we did. We did.
Well,
We
here we
definitely
are.
did not find our way back. And that
We are-
Faerie was a bloody asshole.
Oh my god, did you guys hear? They cursed.
My mom's not here to get mad about it, so.
I'm telling you.
How do
She
you
was the worst. Are you all here now?
yourself?
You know what's
Yeah,
going on?
How's your
Yeah,
face doing?
Oh, Marie, that's
He healed it.
nothing
I
to
didn't
say.
ask him to. Sorry, I didn't hear that. What was that?
I said, how's your face? How's it healed?
It's better, I guess. Still a mess, but he healed it. I didn't ask him to.
I don't remember that. It was just real cozy over there.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it really was not. It was weird and it was uncomfortable, and he really didn't like to take no for an answer, and he was not kind. And we definitely don't want him getting whatever he's looking for.
I felt a lot of paternal energy emanating from him. Like,
While you're having
Yeah.
this conversation, you can hear Acorn whinnying over at the camp.
oh my
He's-
god.
Oh, did Acorn make it back? I was kind of worried if I did something to him, then I would have had to
About
really
what
have.
happened?
I'm sorry.
Is Acorn talking about what happened?
Can you talk horse?
Can you not?
No,
Well, you
No,
asked.
I'm just really good with animals in general.
Did you steal from a fae?
No, I never stole from a fae.
Do you have something precious that we might throw at a fae for them to be pleased with us, maybe proud of us in a way?
Real kind of looks over. I have a lot of questions about your family, but let's not get into that right now. Quiet but watches people.
Yes.
Let's go back to the fire. You're
No,
small.
we are not going back to the fire. We're not throwing things at the fate. We need to get my horse, and we need to figure out what he's trying to get, because I don't think it's a good thing.
Well, we are but, was it small motes of dust compared to whatever it is we've encountered and have been asked of. Like, we can't do anything about it. We just flow with this river of life, right? And hope that we don't get out of our like youth, like not who we were. Do you know what I'm saying?
Not really.
Not
Gosh,
true.
While you guys are having this conversation and starting to
understands
head
me.
back to the camp, let's cut back to our small group that is working on calming down the horse and the little girl that just told you the magic she felt was like summer.
What do you mean that the magic feels like summer?
Ari looks up at you and says, well, it feels like summer. Warm breezes and sunlight and green trees and things like that. That's what summer feels like, right?
Yeah. But how do you know?
I just do. She takes her hand away from the horse and sort of looks at it like there's like she just drew back her hand and it's like wet or something. I don't think I'm explaining this very well.
It's so cool that you... Dad, I don't know what to make of this. She says that the horse feels like it's been around magic and the magic feels like summer, but I don't know what that means. Or Eudora, do you know what that could mean?
I mean, does all magic have a feeling
Um,
that like ties it to something?
I don't know. I've never really dealt with it before.
Mhm.
I guess I know my magic, and I know what that feels like, and I know what this feels like. But that's it. I'm not really used to being here.
Mhm.
She points down at the ground.
Are you usually somewhere else then, whenever you do your job?
Uh-huh.
Why don't we come and like sit around the campfire and we can think about how we're going to find our other friends, and then you can tell Minerva and I about what it's like whenever you're doing your job usually, and we can try to help you figure out how you can continue to do your job. And then maybe that will help us understand how magic works.
She lets out a big yawn. Okay, I can do that.
Yep.
It's the kind of yawn that happens when you're finally starting to relax after a very intense situation. She's tired.
Eudora will lead Ari to like the same area we were sitting around the campfire and just bundle up like the blanket that she had left there beforehand and put it so that it's like right next to her, and then bunch up like the overdress that she had given to Ari into like a pillow, and then offer it's like, if you want to lay here, and put the pillow like on Eudora's lap, and you can like, if you want to be comfortable, and you can sit down and rest for a little while you tell us about how you do your job.
Okay. And she does as you asked, and she gets into a comfortable little position.
And then Eudora's just gonna hold out her hand to Minerva and just like, come sit with us.
Yeah, Minerva absolutely like follows to the fire and pops a squat. Just she probably also like sits pretty close to Eudora so that if Ari needs to like lay her feet on Minerva's lap, like that it's an option.
I think at this point, Devin and your dad, Devin is going to take Acorn over to where the other horses are and try to just calm him down and give him a good brush. He's very worried about his sister, but he realizes he's not going to get any answers from anybody right now. And your dad is putting out the torch, and he is nearby, but he understands like what you said about him kind of not being super close while Ari is there.
Yeah.
So
no boys allowed.
So you are alone with Ari at the moment.
So Ari, what brought you here out of all of the nights that you could have been here?
Ari rubs her eyes a little bit and says, I fell.
How did you fall?
I don't know. Something hit me and then I slipped and I fell.
Are you hurt?
It didn't. Okay. It only knocked me over. It didn't hurt me.
Have you ever heard anybody else that does your kind of job talk about being knocked over while they were working?
Not really. They said sometimes people try to knock us over, but as long as we're aware of it, we don't have to worry about falling.
Okay.
Well, that's good. Did you happen to see whatever knocked you over?
It hit me really hard.
Where did it hit you? On your head? On your shoulder?
Her eyebrows knit together as she tries to remember what happened. She holds on to her little. She holds on to her little star. She thinks, I was gonna hang my star. She's like closing her eyes and she's giving you information that like someone who's like half asleep and really trying to think is doing their best to do, which is why she's telling you what she's telling you. And she says, I was gonna hang my light, and then I went to put it up, and that's when something hit me. And she reaches out and catches her shoulder right here. But it was so hard. I lost my footing and I fell. And then when I fell, I heard a lot of footsteps. Like someone was looking for me. And I got scared and I hid. And that was when you found me.
So at least you knew that the way that you can like protect yourself, even if you got hit and you fell, but you didn't fall because you knew what to do. So you were very well prepared. That's very good. I
was scared, and I didn't want anyone to hurt me.
And that's okay. It's okay to be scared, because in order to be brave, you have to know what it feels like to be scared.
Huh? She like sort of nods, and you can tell she's like getting sleepy.
Mm-hmm. I think knowing what a tired child is from having worked with them so often, Eudora is just going to kind of just like move to the side so then Ari can lay down completely. And she's just going to very carefully like brush her hair out of her face and then speak in very quiet tones, just telling her that like she did a good job trying to do her job, and she shouldn't feel bad because like something happened that wasn't her fault, and just kind of trying to lull her into like a safe sleep, all while looking at Minerva to see if she has any ideas of making sense of what we've been told.
All I hear is that she's just really proud of the job that she does and that she thinks that her job is really important. And I feel so bad because I freaking hate mine.
I mean, I love mine. But I also made mine myself. I didn't take on something my mom was doing or something my dad was doing. I just kind of decided I wanted to do something else. And I really liked working with kids more than I did working with adults or, you know, hitting away at an anvil because it's really loud noises. I'd rather the loud noises I hear be children laughing and, you know, teens yelling over a conversation about what a rabbit looks like. So you don't have to you don't have to do the job that you hate. There's other options out there. You don't have to do it forever, just maybe for now.
I don't know. But I don't know. I'm so young. I'll figure it out. But she loves hers, obviously. You know, and she got hurt. We've got to do, I don't know what we can do to help her. I don't even know. It's so funny. Maybe it's just a little bit of me is still like a little kid, but what if she's supposed to, like, her job is like actually hanging the stars in the sky, you know?
Then that means that she's got one of the coolest jobs I've ever heard of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay to still have that little kid inside you give you ideas. That's how the best ones come about, really. You listen to that little voice in the back of your head saying, it's like, oh no, instead of doing what mom told you, why don't you go hide and wait? And then somebody else will come and do the part of the job that you really, really hate. And then, you know, you might find something cool because you hid somewhere that you normally didn't.
Yeah. We'll see. I just... What if she was running from something, you know? She clearly was hiding from something that's out there coming to get her, but like, what? I think I've heard Dante along the trail, you know, talk about like, I don't know, gators or bears or something hiding in the woods.
He's actually in Florida in the snow.
I mean, even if something worse was chasing her, she's here now with us, and we can do our best to, you know, protect her and problem solve and work together as a team to get her back up where she needs to be so she can hang her light, it sounds like. And
as you say, work as a team. Dante, Marie, and Riel stumble into camp.
Oh, thank God. And as soon as Eudora sees them, it's just this, oh, thank God I didn't lose them.
I lost the kids. It's fine.
We're back with troubling news.
Oh, we came back here and we have a little bit of interesting news and a new friend. but be very quiet. She's sleeping.
We have the opposite of a new friend.
Okay, we have a potentially paternal figure willing to look out for us.
Y'all haven't seen Acorn, have you? Did
Your brother took him
Yeah.
back to the horses.
Yeah, Acorn was running away. He was spooked, but Devin took him. Devin was able to clear.
Because we spoke to a fae.
Wait,
what? No,
Don't freak out.
but one more time for me.
We spoke to a fae.
So, and then Eudora's going to point towards Minerva. The magic was like summer?
Apparently.
I don't know. The snow melted around him, but he's scared.
Spring or summer.
Scared Acorn, and he messed with those two, and it was.
He didn't mess with us. No one can mess with me.
He just looks and raises an eyebrow. He sure did mess with you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
She's like getting a little nervous again, but she's still really angry.
Agree to disagree, I guess.
You were like so far out. It looked like you smoked the pipe a little too much. You were like off in another land. It was nuts, and he just did it so easily, and then he did it to Marie, and I think he's gonna do something bad.
He misses his kid.
Hold on. Let's take turns. Let's go around the circle and take turns explaining the situation.
I really need to see Acorn.
We can pass the pipe around as like a speaking pipe.
No.
I don't think we need any more pipe things right now.
Okay.
Fine.
First, I think we heard from Riel. Riel, if you want to go find Acorn and make sure he's okay. That is more than okay.
I'll be right back. 1 second. And she like skitters over to Acorn.
And then
Your brother is with the horse, and when he sees you, he's like, "Oh, Riel, you're safe!" And he gives you a big hug. Like, he's so happy to see you that he's actually dropped the facade of like his accent and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, are you all right? Are you okay?"
She kind of like runs up to him and like throws her arms around him. I'm kind of. There was, and they messed with Acorn and messed with the others, and it was a fae, and he made Acorn scared, and Acorn kicked me.
What?
Yeah, he was really scared.
Acorn, you daft cow! And he gives him like not a hard smack, but like a little whap, like a little bop on the muzzle, and Acorn's like, ah, he's like ashamed of it.
She like kind of grabs her brother's arm and is like, "It weren't his fault. He just was scared of the fae, and he didn't know what was wrong. And that fae could control people's minds, so he might have just made Acorn do it. He just made you do it, didn't he, boy?" She's just
Acorn just Wicker's like, "I'll take the L." that's kind of his attitude, because he knows he ran away. He was scared. He knows this. But yeah, and your brother's like, "Well, a fae, you said? They don't exist. They're not supposed to. Anyway."
Well, they sure do, apparently, because we were walking through the woods and everything was fine, and then we were somewhere else and everyone else was gone, and there was this fae in the fire, and he messed up their heads, and he scared off Acorn, and he tried to force us to stay and hear a story. And
Did you do anything? Did you thank him? Did you do any of the things you're not supposed to do?
No, I didn't thank him for anything. I didn't make a deal. I didn't accept any offers. I made sure we weren't indebted.
All right. Well,
tried.
at least there's that.
And he told me all kinds of stories, and probably lies or misconstructions. Anyway, he's looking for something, and it sounds that bad. I don't think he should find the thing.
Well, did he tell you anything else?
Well, like,
Should I tell him?
Not. She kind of like looks down. It's not nothing like super important. Just something about my bauble thing, the charm.
Your charm. What about your charm? And he seems a little bit concerned.
Well, it might have been stolen from the fae. maybe, possibly, but then it also protected me from him. And there's something about a curse, but I'm sure it's all fine because it protected me from him. And I didn't steal it, so...
He sort of breathes in and out, and he places both hands on your shoulders, and he says, "That's because your bauble is a Fae item. I don't know that that's what he's looking for, but if it is, you're in big trouble."
I don't... Wait, what? How do you know? No one tells me cut off anything in this family. How do you know it's... How do you know it's a Fae? And I've just been carrying it around, having no idea this whole time. I thought you said the Fae weren't real.
They aren't. They're not supposed to be. I thought it was just a story that was made up to make it sound cool or whatever, to make the trinket sound like something out of a fairy tale.
Well, if it weren't real, then when they had told me what it was, they would have told me the story too. It's because it'd be interesting.
I thought they did tell you.
Okay, no one tells me anything in this family. Look, just because I prefer to kind of sit and listen to everyone doesn't mean that I don't need to know what's going on.
The only reason I know about it is because I asked about it. And that's what I was told. So I thought it was just a story that they told you, and that it was all made up.
So... how'd they get in the family in the first place? Where did it come from?
So this is the part where I am going to ask you to tell me a little bit about your trinket. How did you happen to come about it? Like, who gave it to you?
So her, wow, brain hiccups. So her grandmother got remarried when she was like 5 or 6. And her grandma's wife had it as a trinket and was like, hey, this is something I really wanted to hand down to somebody in the family, and it's pretty and it's a little toy, and just hand it off like, oh, this is a pretty little thing, take really good care of it. It's really nice. You can't replace it. Told her that it was made in, what's the city called? Todmorden. Todmorden. And that it was really special and to take care of it. So she did.
Okay.
And that's all.
Yes, that's all she knows about it. From that, once you as you review this story with your brother, he says, well, the story Grandma told me was a little bit different. Yes, it came from Todmorden and all that's true, but it was traded for. It's part of the Fae deal.
It was... someone made a deal with the Fae?
Yes, there's Fae magic attached to it. I don't know exactly what it does, but I just know that it's supposed to have some kind of special properties that make it magic. I don't think it's cursed or anything. There's nothing about a curse. It was just part of a Fae deal.
So I've been carrying an item around that's part of a Fae deal since I was 5 years old, and no one thought maybe they should tell me at any point.
Like I said, I thought it was a story. And if Grandma didn't tell you, then she probably thought the same thing.
But I don't believe much that place says, because he was not nice at all. And he did bad things. And but he did say it was cursed, and that people would come looking for it. Do you know what the deal was? What was the story?
I don't know the details. I just know that that's what Grandma told me.
Well, that's great. I was hoping to go and figure out who made it in Todmorden and see if they could show me how. And it turns out it's not even really... Well, I guess everyone's okay. Everyone made it back. He let us go kind of quickly. It was kind of weird. It made me a little nervous. She kind of squeezes a little tighter to Acorn. Just an arm around him.
Did he say anything? Did he say, with Fae, they don't lie, but they can twist their words and make the truth whatever they want it to be. Did he say maybe it's cursed, or did he say could be cursed, or something like that?
He said people would be looking for it, and they wouldn't necessarily know it wasn't me who took it. He said, I thought he said that it was cursed. Could I roll like a brains check to see if she remembers exactly the wording? Okay.
Yeah, let's see if she remembers the exact words the Fae used.
It was a little stressful. Oh no.
Oh no, what did you roll?
So anyway, that is, I'm actually going to use these points.
You have your adversity tokens, yes.
That is a solid 6 with a D20.
Okay, on a D20 to remember exactly what the Fae said. I'm gonna say give yourself an adversity token.
Oh no!
You don't recall exactly what the Fae said. You just know it wasn't good and it was very menacing.
I can't remember exactly what he said. It seemed like he was saying it was cursed. At any rate, it was very menacing. He seemed, I don't know how to describe it. He said that with it I could be useful to him, which is not great. And then also he said that when he said it was cursed, and people come looking for it, I don't know, it just seemed really menacing.
He takes a breath and says, all right, well, look, let's just, it hasn't hurt you up to now, so there's that. We don't know what it does exactly. Yeah, we don't know what it does. Oh, so it's protecting you. As far as anything else, it hasn't done anything. So I think you'll be all right. Let's just try to get to the town in the morning, and we'll figure out what to do from there.
Do you think we should still go to Todmorden if that's where this thing came from? Don't you think if someone's looking for it, that might be where they'd start?
I don't know where else we would go. It's either that or get lost in the forest, where the Fae is.
Yeah, no one should go back in there. Definitely.
The watch is ending. We'll be getting ready to go in a few hours. I think we'll be all right till then.
Right. She just kind of gets quiet. Like the adrenaline kind of coming down a bit.
It's gonna be all right. Just, get some rest. You need some sleep.
It was really scary. Because the other two who are older, I don't know. I don't think he really needed to let us go. We could have just been stuck there.
Well, thank goodness he let you go. And on that, we're gonna zip back to the scene at the campfire, because I believe we have Dante, Marie, Minerva, and Eudora still around little Ari. They're talking about what could be happening.
I think Eudora just asks Marie and Dante to go one at a time to explain what happened on their end of things, like what they remember about like this Fae that they ran across.
I mean, our memories aren't super clear because he kind of worked his Fae magic on us, so we're not really the best people to ask. The last thing I remember, he had done whatever he did to Dante, and then Acorn reared up, kicked her in the face. Then I went over to ask, and then I don't remember anything. And then it was just warm feelings, but I don't know if that's a good thing because it was Fae. Next thing I knew, we were back in the woods and we could see a fire from here. And that's it.
So yeah, we met this guy. He was really nice. He brought us into the warmth of his fire encampment. He spoke about his child being lost and a love that he once had. It was all very sad. Honestly, I was getting a little emotional. But what I do know is that Acorn's sister has something or is associated with something that the Fae want. So yeah, I mean, he smokes a pipe too, so it's gotta be cool.
Flawless logic there.
Flawless.
Yeah.
At that moment, your dad walks back up now that Ari's asleep, and he says, "The watch is going to be ending in a few hours. We need to get some rest. Minerva, I'll tell your mom you're watching Ari, so you don't have to do anything for the ladies this time, or for the lady this time." and he walks away from you. You can tell by the slump on his shoulders, this man is tired. It's been a long night. He just wants to get some rest before the caravan takes off in the morning. So that leaves all of you guys alone. If you would like to also go to bed, you can do that. And we will move on to the next day. I believe you do get the equivalent of a rest here, so things do get recharged. I'm not 100% sure how it works, but I believe that you do. So we'll go with that. So.
Yeah, I'll go back to my lonely carriage.
Mr. Brightside plays in the background.
Oh my God, out of my head. I'm doing just fine.
Oh boy.
I think Eudora will definitely offer to the other three, since Dante just leaves. So,
Dante's out.
I got a mope in my carriage.
I imagine with Eudora taking on this role of kind of like a traveling school teacher almost, that she probably has like a small attachment carriage where like she can sit.
Like a little classroom?
Kind of, yeah. And is going to basically offer the idea to the other three, and then also like possibly trying to move a sleeping Ari of all of us staying together inside of that carriage and kind of just looking after one another, especially since Eudora wants Ari to feel safe, and since these three are closer in age to Ari, she might feel more comfortable with like a slumber party environment.
Okay. All right.
I like the idea of a slumber party.
Yeah.
I don't want to be alone tonight.
I mean, as long as I'm with the caravan and my family, as you're more than welcome to come and spend the night with us. I mean, there's plenty of space. Or if you ever want to hide in my classroom, you're more than welcome to, and I can say that I'm teaching you something.
Thank you.
Would it be all right if I came just a little later? Like in just a few minutes. I just have something I want to do really quick. But I don't want to interrupt you, and I come back later. I don't want to mess it up or anything.
You're not gonna mess anything up. I mean, it's just us staying together for the night, and it's easier to keep warm with more bodies in one space and all of that. So, just come back whenever you're ready.
Oh, okay. I'll be right back.
Do you need me to grab any pelts or anything? Or are you okay for your setup?
I mean, if you want to, we can always just move everything to the sides and make like a giant sitting circle with the pelts, quilts and things. I think I have a couple of like cushions that we can sit on. Should we go see if Dante wants to join us? He kind of stormed off.
Probably.
Yeah, I don't want him to get lost or to feel lonely.
Well, I'll go get my pelts, and I'll see you back at your spot.
Okay.
So
what if he gets eaten by a gator? Whatever those are.
I've never seen one. I don't think they're out there.
Whenever mentioning a gator, Eudora just like flips through this little pocketbook and like, I don't know what that looks like.
I will say that at this point, your entire group goes back into the Vardo, into your little Vardo like annex wagon, and you guys settle in for the night. Dante, do you want to? Do you guys were planning on going to grab Dante, right? Dante, did you end up joining them?
Yeah, I guess.
So slumber party with Dante, and what is it that Riel wanted to do before joining up?
Yeah, so she was just going to go over and because she doesn't like getting dirty. It's just so funny that she spends so much time with horses. She's going to take a blanket and kind of like spread it near the fire so that she doesn't have to sit on the rocks or the dirt. Just sit next to it and like bring out the little like token thing and try and look at it more closely in the fire with the light. And I was wondering if I could use one of its magic abilities.
Okay, what are one of its magic abilities? You tell me, because it has aspects that you assign.
Able to see confusing glimpses of the future.
Okay.
I think this has maybe happened here and there, but she didn't really like put it together, and now she's just staring at it. I don't think she's doing this intentionally. She's just trying to figure it out.
That's fine.
Flip it out.
Okay, so as you're glancing into it, you catch a glimpse of something a clearing. And it's a strange looking clearing. It's surrounded by trees, but at the top, it's like a circle at the top and a circle at the bottom. And at the top, it almost looks like a pool of water flowing towards but its reflection is the sky. And that is what you see.
That's really weird.
It's a glimpse of the future.
I guess I should have read more books on the Fae when we were back. Oh well. I guess we're here now. This is gonna be just fun. And she gets up and like folds up the blanket like very, very carefully, so all the dirty parts of the blanket are on the inside, and it's not gonna get on anything. And she kind of like brushes her dress off and puts the little bauble like back on her belt, and then just kind of like whistles for Acorn and goes back to join the others.
So on that note, Riel, you join everyone. You go back to sleep. You wake up without incident. You have breakfast. And as you guys are having breakfast and people start recognizing, like asking what happened and why there's a strange girl in camp, it's Grandma Nana that kind of gives you, that kind of like wanders over with her little old lady shuffle and sees the girl as she's getting her breakfast and says, and gives her like a scrutinizing look and says, "Something doesn't smell right here."
What do you mean it doesn't smell right? I mean, apparently,
Take a shower.
Apparently, Acorn smells like summer.
She looks at you. Not you, the girl that you brought. She doesn't smell right. Ari looks at her and then says, "I don't like your wagon anyway. It doesn't feel right." And they kind of have this
that wagon is solid. All right, let's not be throwing. Jeez.
She has things that don't feel good on it.
Like wheels? What are you talking about?
Wheels, yeah, that's what it is. If you run over by a wagon, yeah, it doesn't feel good. She kind of motions towards the holly berries, the holly berry garlands that she's got strung up, that Grandma Nana has strung up all over the wagon. I don't feel good.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. I think Grandma Nana's the only one who has those on her wagon, so we can just hang out over here away, and while everybody gets ready to leave. It's really
okay.
Feel good about it. Exactly. What doesn't feel good about it exactly?
Eudora's gonna just say, "Minerva, can you take Ari to show her the books that I have in my my classroom?"
And you can tell that people are pitching wagons. People are getting ready to leave, so you'll be leaving shortly. You have a short time within which to have this little conversation.
Eudora's gonna go towards Riel and just quieter say, "Ari's a Fae, and Grandma Nana has things on her wagon that are meant to ward off Fae. And so it makes Ari feel not good and probably not very welcome here.
Oh.
But I don't want to let her know that we know that, because then it might make her scared that other people will get the same idea, and then she won't feel welcome or safe with us as a group."
So everyone kind of thought Nan was crazy, and she's not. She's actually protecting nothing.
Surprise!
It's crazy that she was a very superstitious woman, and she's older than me, so I just kind of assumed that she had some kind of logic to it. I mean, whenever you're boiling water, if you drop a couple like scoops of salt into it, sometimes boils faster. I don't question why. I just do it every time because my mom does it.
Is that real?
Yes.
I mean, I guess so.
Okay.
You don't think anyone's gonna try and hurt her, right?
I will make sure that no one tries to hurt her, because...
Hang on. They were out of it for the whole conversation. What if she and her star thing is what that Faye was looking for? Do we have any way to protect her from that?
No, but I'll still try. She's one of my kids now, and that's the school teacher's job, is to protect their kids. So...
I mean, could the not Fae take some of the things that Grant's using to protect her wagon and put them in a place where it wouldn't hurt Ari, but it would maybe keep the other Fae from getting to her until we find her family?
I mean, we just kind of need to get Ari back where her job is, but if you want to ask Grandma Nana if she has any extras of a hollyberry garland or like a horseshoe or anything else she might have up her sleeves or in those knitting baskets. I don't touch the knitting baskets. They have like so many things in them, and don't ask her about the unfinished projects.
Many objects. Oh God.
I'll get kind of nervous.
If you would like to ask her to see if maybe she has extras, and if you would like to have them on you, just make sure that they're not in a place that might hurt Ari. Then we can try that if someone decides to come. I think it's better to maybe keep her close to us, but also out of sight of other people who might get greedy of having someone new in camp and trying to maybe take advantage of her. Because
you hear the creaking of the wagon wheel starting to turn. The caravan is starting to take off. They go at a pretty decent pace, so it's not like you're gonna lose them or anything. It's just a reminder that either start walking or get into your Vardo and start rolling along. Take your pick.
If you
in my Vardo
want to ride Acorn alongside my Vardo, you're more than welcome.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna try to talk to. She's a little scary, but I'm sure it. Yeah, I'll do that.
I believe in you. You can do it. I promise.
Real kind of has like this mixed feeling of like that's nice to hear, but also it feels a little bit like a younger kid. She's kind of in that awkward, like young teenage area.
Love it.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Thank you. Eudora. Anyway. Okay. I'll see you. And she just kind of like turns around and walks away.
What's everyone else doing as well? So like, because now you guys are riding alongside the Vardos. We know Dante hopped into his Vardo. He's driving his little wagon along.
I have to be back in mine too because I have my pets and stuff for possible trade.
Okay, so you're walking basically along the...
Walking, and I have like a sled that I'm pulling with stuff. I don't have enough to qualify a horse or a full Vardo to have with me, or the money for it, really. Cool.
Minerva, are you with Ari right now, since that's what your dad basically said you were doing?
Yeah, I definitely am taking advantage of the out. Cool. Yeah, taking advantage of the out that I've been given.
While you're riding in the little annex Vardo that belongs to Eudora, you see Ari staring out the window intently at Riel that she's riding along. Her little dark eyes are watching her.
And she's in. Sorry, whose cart is she in again? Or
she's in the little classroom Vardo that belongs to Eudora, the one you're riding alongside.
Okay. This whole time, Riel's been trying to get up the courage to go and talk to the scary, strange grandma person who's been around for a couple months. And as she's kind of looking everywhere else but at that Vardo, she kind of looks over and sees Ari looking at her. And she kind of gets a little awkward, but then she's also curious and she kind of looks over and waves.
Ari waves back and then turns around and looks at Minerva and says, "You didn't tell me that there was another one here."
Another what? Ari?
Another she reaches into her pocket where she's placed it. She holds out her little star-shaped tube. Like this. But it doesn't feel the same. It's not, and she puts it away. She tries to think of how to describe it. It feels a little she struggles to find the words, and she says, it doesn't feel like starlight. It feels like maybe it was that, because it feels similar, but something happened to it, so it's not the same. And she's still struggling to describe what she's saying, and she runs up to two different pieces of fabric in the Vardo, curtains, and says, "Like this and this."
Wait, hold on. Riel, you have
You're riding. She's riding beside you, so I'm hoping that you guys are within earshot of each other.
Oh, can Griel hear all of this? I'm sorry, I thought there was like a window or something, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. So there's like a window like between you. That's what I was thinking. I was like, wait. So
this is perfect. I can be near the people and I can watch them, but I don't have to talk to them because there's a window there. There's a wall.
Yes. Yes.
So hold on. There's somebody else here that does the same job you do? And it uses, hold on, Vixie. Would I have seen Riel like with this pendant or no? Or I guess maybe that's a question for Riel. I don't know.
That's a Riel question because I know she's mentioned that her hands are small and it's almost like a fidget toy, but like is it something that people could see easily, Riel, or do you keep it close to your chest?
She never goes anywhere without it. And she just thought it was like a charm or a bauble or something. So she would just have it on her belt or in her hand, like running it through fingers and playing with it. She wasn't like hiding it.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, I've seen something like that from Riel, and I like turn and point to her beside me, but she's had that for such a long time, Ari. I don't think that she's one of you. I've never seen her use it for anything.
She is either. She doesn't smell like summer or winter or any of that. No, it's the thing that it's this. And she points at her charm again, trying to like say, this is what feels like something I know.
Hold on, her charm, Riel's charm?
She's pointing at her charm to symbolize Riel's charm.
Okay. Sorry, again, out of character.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I'm not frustrated about it. I was like, my brain is trying to process it also. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, Riel, and I like tap you on the shoulder. Like,
she's like through a window, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you would you like open the window or?
Yeah, you can open the window and talk to her if you want. You're just gonna go, whoop.
Yeah, I just like open the window.
Hi. Hello. I didn't. That of course that opened. That was. Hi.
Hey. Listen. Do you know what this is? And like I like kind of hold out my hand to Ari to see if she'll give me like the pendant.
Ari doesn't want to give it to you at first, and she's like, "You're not gonna take it from me, right? I have."
Oh my god, no. Oh no, I would never take it from you. It's just so that I could show my friend, and I'm gonna give it right back. I swear.
Oh, okay. And she holds it out to you.
And I grin, just like, thank you. I don't say it, but I do a thank you grin. And I like, do you know what this is?
And you see this little charm that looks remarkably like yours, just not colorful. It's white, almost a brilliant white. Think of like what the Even Star looks like in Lord of the Rings, like that glow that it has. That's what this charm has.
Gotcha. I didn't. I've read a lot, but not a lot about the Fae stuff. I don't know. It looks kind of like my thing, but it's very different because mine has color and that one that doesn't.
Well, I don't know.
But it's Fae though.
Fae
pushes her lips. Yeah, they're like, I don't know if I should have said that.
Mm.
Well,
there's something. So it's someone said something about that.
Well, Ari, you heard the girl.
I told you it wasn't the same. And she reaches for her charm and holds it back up. Puts it back in her pocket again.
Like, I just thought maybe we had a We had a lead for you.
Riel's like holding it up. I mean, maybe that was. What exactly is her gift that she's holding?
And she sticks her head out the window like this with her little nose showing, and she says, I need it for my job.
It's something for your job?
Uh-huh.
What's your job?
I just hang it. I have to hang it up in the sky.
Oh, what is it exactly?
And she looks at you very matter-of-factly and says, it's a star.
That's a star?
Uh-huh.
For some reason, they seem excited. I thought stars were a lot bigger. But
they're just pretty lights.
Oh, it is really pretty. And she's kind of looking at the colorful one in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Is this? Oh, well, they're not. Are some stars colorful?
It's not the same. She like rests her chin on the window, like underneath Minerva, like because Minerva's in the window, right? So Ari tries to like fit herself almost under Minerva's chin, so they're like kind of snuggle bugged together, and she's like, they're not the same. Someone tried to make it seem like mine, but it's not.
Riel looks equal parts disappointed and relieved. Oh, well, right. It's just it's just a pretty thing. I'm sure it's it was made from something. Somebody's seen a star or something. Because that's what artists do. They craft things that are. Well, that's good. Because I don't know what you do with a star.
She nods and like goes back into the wagon, and you guys proceed on your way. Fortunately, for you guys, it is an uneventful rest of the day trip to Todmorden. The problem comes when you actually arrive in Todmorden. The town there's a lot of tension in the town. People are very stressed out. As your caravan pulls in and you guys prepare, you start getting ready to view the northern lights because they're coming. They'll be starting soon, and you realize that the town is almost in a how when you're getting ready for something and something is not ready, and you start to like panic. That's the vibe that this town has right now.
Is the window still open?
Yeah, the window. I mean, unless you close the window after the conversation, I imagine it would just stay open.
Yeah,
because the weather was nice. It wasn't like it started pouring.
Yeah, I didn't close it.
Snow. Mm-hmm.
Is it usually that chaotic right before?
I don't know, but this doesn't seem good for business deals.
Yeah, can I pull up to one of the people? Just be like, hey, what's up? I like go, yeah, donkey, yeah.
You come upon an old woman who's carrying like a basket of shopping, like she's just a shop for her grocery. She's got some fresh vegetables in there, and she looks at you and says, what do you mean? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Y'all seem stressed, like overwhelmed.
Oh yes. Well, we're not really talking about it too much, but
well, please talk about it.
She laughs nervously and says, well, just between you and me, there's word that we might not have northern lights this year.
Wait, who said? Who said?
The constellation, Arcoiris, the one that usually lights up the sky.
Yeah? Is it not working?
Someone didn't put charge of batteries. Oh, sorry.
just hit it, right? Hit it on its side.
Sorry, I had to go there.
Rattle it a little bit.
It's not that it's not working. It's hard to explain, but when we were looking at it last night, someone thought that a star was missing.
That's silly. But okay. I think I know what the problem is.
Oh, well, long story short, if the star is missing, we're not sure if the Northern Lights are working this year.
Okay.
I mean, no one's really certain what that means. I hope it's not like an omen of bad tidings or anything like that.
I think it would be, because if my parents came here and they were able to make the most beautiful objects afterwards, and if I can't see beauty and if I can't make beauty, then what was it all for?
Oh, well, and she leans conspiratorially in. As soon as you said your parents came here, we're learning from here. She's like, well, you clearly must know where we get our colors from, don't you?
No,
This is obviously a lady who's into the gossip. She's all about the cheese, man. Give her the cheese.
Hit me with it. Hit me with it, cheese girl.
And she's like, oh, well, the town gets its color from the Northern Lights. That's how we get such vivid colors in our glass and our textiles.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I need those.
Yeah, if we have no Northern Lights this year, Todd Morden won't be able to make the goods that we normally make. And, well, there goes business,
the town suffers
Mhm.
economically. People start starving. They move away. It's a whole sad thing that's about to hit y'all if things don't change.
Exactly. Well, I should be getting on. I have groceries to bring home. We're trying to prepare in case of the worst.
Yeah, I'd help, but I don't want to. But thank you.
I don't want to. I don't expect you to, sir. But
Cool.
thanks for chatting with me for a bit. And she leaves.
I'm going to go tell the others. I'll go run to, I don't know, I guess the school carriage.
It's a good spot to meet up.
The school carriage.
Out behind
the window.
Out behind the building after school.
Yes.
Eudora.
Why are you on that side, Dante?
It was just gonna open the door. Dante, hi, are you?
Ari immediately
Shut up.
hides behind Minerva, like, who is this person?
I got troubling news. This
Dante.
whole town is going to have an economic fallout, like maybe a depression, like a great one,
Dante.
if the stars aren't right.
Oh. This
Yeah.
isn't- Okay, this is like
What?
an actual thing, not you just like waxing poetic darkly.
I don't wax
concerning me.
poetic. I'm an engineer. I'm a craftsman. I don't do that weird emo poetry stuff those kids do.
Dante, I hear you humming dissonant chords to yourself because you can't get over your inspiration block at night. It's
I need you to
okay.
stop listening.
Well, okay, just come inside.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, I feel embarrassed now, though. Okay, let's go inside.
I will go find Marie and we can all talk about this.
Oh yeah, we'll need her. She's the only one of us who's destroyed
Dante.
life before.
Dante.
Who's what? What was that?
Destroyed life.
You're just gonna
More phrase of the entire game.
Yes.
You're just gonna shake her head and go look for Marie.
Riel's like slowly gotten back, so she and Acorn are towards the back, but like very subtly, and she hears this whole conversation. Like, and she just kind of like looks over and looks back and like leans over Acorn's neck and just goes, "I'm not really sure if they're the one. Well, something really. Marie does. What are they talking about? So, oh well, I think he's supposed to do something cool and maybe he'll save all of this or something. I'm not really sure why fate chose them, but it is what it is. Right? Okay. And then she's like sits there awkwardly because no one invited her into the like caravan thing, but she wants to know what's going on. So she's just sitting on Acorn awkwardly off the like back corner of the cart.
Acorn's sister, get your butt in here. We got stuff to talk about. Stop playing around with your brother. Get in here.
But
Not Acorn, just you.
Acorn gives him like the side eye.
It's not my fault.
Dare.
You just can't fit. It's just, it would be tough. I'm
Shakes
sorry.
his head. Riel slides off and goes in. You know, I and then she like suddenly is really nervous. I think you might be onto something. Maybe you're gonna help save something. Anyway, it's.
Minerva,
really
is your dad alive?
Yeah, he's with my mom taking care of Our Lady.
Okay, I didn't see. I missed him when I came back, so I assume
It's okay. You were talking about someone's dad, like some kind of like Fae daddy, like all night in
Yeah.
your sleep.
It's the paternal emanations from him. I don't know if I wouldn't put a D and a Y at the end of that dad. He's a dad. I don't know if he's a daddy.
Ari pops out from behind Minerva and says, "You
What the
know
heck
who your
is that? Oh,
parents
yeah.
are?"
Mine?
Uh-huh.
I know of them.
Oh. And she seems fascinated by this.
Do you not know who your parents are?
Uh-uh.
Wait,
Are you? Who are you
Oh, wait.
again?
I have to pretend that I don't know who her dad is. Oh, hell. Shit.
When your
It's
players
like
put it
the
together
pieces-
before their characters do. But she looks at Dante and says, "My name's Ari."
I'm Dante.
Is that your full name?
Yeah.
So you gave me your true name?
Why you say it like that?
Well, because if you gave me your true name, then I can give you mine. That's how it works, right? This is clearly a Fae that's never Fae'd before.
I know. Where is Marie?
Okay.
She has the weapons. I don't know if it's my true name. I don't know if I know you like that to give you my true name. I mean, it's a name that I call myself. I don't know if I don't. This is weird. Minerva, intercept.
She just stares at Dante and then looks at Minerva like, is something is something wrong with this person?
Debatable.
Dante is our resident eccentric.
Oh.
Ari.
I thought the old
Okay.
lady was the resident eccentric.
You're taking up the mantle for her when she finally kicks the bucket.
So that's what they call it. That's
Any day now. I know.
I hope
it's
Miss
true.
Eudora and Marie get back soon.
Yeah.
What are we going
I
to
hope
talk
so.
about?
The star that needs to be placed in the sky.
What do you mean the star that needs to be placed in the sky?
The sky is missing stars. And if the stars aren't in the sky, then everyone's gonna die.
Well, hold on. Because, Ari, hold on. Wait. So you said last night that your job is to place you had to hang a star in the...
Why do you get that job?
I think we should wait for Miss Eudora. She's not
Okay.
comfortable with this conversation
You want
without the
Yeah.
person that that's kind of won her over in the room.
Do you want to have coffee while we wait?
What's coffee?
It's this black liquid that serves as the base, right? You're gonna fill the cup about halfway, and then the rest of it's like cream and then sugar.
She hides behind Minerva and says, "No, thank you."
Okay.
Eudora and Marie, what are you up to?
really.
I'm wandering around the town trying to get any of the merchants to talk to me, but no one's there. Like their stands are there, but no one's in them. So it's not that I'm not having luck being chatty with people. There's just no one to talk to.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, and Eudora.
Mm-hmm. I think because I've been here before when I was younger with my parents, because we've done this caravan trip a couple of times. So I also remembered that Marie saying that she wanted to go and trade pelts. And so, because we also would have probably admired the quality of the pelts on the slumber party. And so I think Eudora would have headed into town and also noticed, and then been able to find Marie and be like, "Oh, you're here. Oh, this is so strange. Something
Is it
Dante.
always this empty?
No, Dante told me something, and I'm gonna tell you because we're kind of in this together now, and I really like you. I think you're really cool. But the star's missing from the constellation that makes the Northern Lights do the Northern Light thing. And so Ari, I think, has the star.
So is it... I'm sorry, is it a constellation in the sky? Is it a tapestry?
No. It's the one in the sky.
Very small, the entire star.
Yeah. So it should be in my school carriage. So we should. Would you like to come help us?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. And along the way, Eudora's going to very quietly tell Marie everything that Dante said. But then also go into a little bit more detail about our first meeting with Ari and the details about like how she got hit in the back of the shoulder and was knocked out of the sky, and how like they were warned when they do this job, they like this could be a thing that could happen. And just like, because Marie's the one who is like with Eudora right now, just re-sharing that information. So I don't think we got to go with full details.
No.
And we have a little bit of a walk back anyways, so.
And that's where we're going to take our break, and we'll be back. Make sure to refill your drink, grab a snack, and we'll see you soon.
The dead walk among us. It was we who put them back on their feet. We needed someone to cultivate our fields and sweep our streets. The world, as we knew it, is long gone. We all expected a nuclear war, an epidemic, or even an apocalypse to be the end of us. They never came. Rather, for reasons still uncertain, our population shrank. Suddenly, fewer and fewer births, paired with higher and higher death rates, brought our population to its knees. No simple answer to our population decay. We simply began to shrink. Here behind the walls, protecting Florence from the outside world, and under the leadership of the Citadel of Science, we persist. This is necrobiotic.
Welcome back. And now we're going to go into the second half of our game, where our characters have just gathered up in the Vardo as a group and are now getting themselves on the same page.
Once,
All right. So let me just get this straight. So Eudora caught me up on, I think, everything.
most things, everything I knew at least.
Yeah. So what do we know what we're supposed to do to help? Or can we do anything to help?
We gotta get the stars back. Stars gotta go back. That's all I know.
Okay.
The old lady told me.
Riel, do you have anything else that we don't know?
I know. She's like gotten herself like back in the corner now. She's like, oh no, the teacher called me. I mean, the Fae we met was gonna be trying to do something. I don't know. It sounds like he's doing something bad. So maybe, I don't know. This is probably crazy, but maybe he knocked her out of the sky, and maybe he's gonna try and keep it from getting back up there. Also, this is a Fae thing, and we didn't know that, and it protected me from that Fae. But like, I don't know. She said it's not the star, but she's got the star. That star needs to go back in the sky. I don't know. Do you think a trebuchet could throw her high enough? Does she just stick if she goes up there?
We are not sticking a child into a trebuchet, be her human, dwarf, elf, or fae. I would lose my teaching license immediately before I even get it.
She already has trust issues.
How do we get her back? I'm sorry, I was just meaning, how do we get her back in the sky? I wasn't. She like goes bright red.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Ari like sticks her head out back from behind Minerva, where she's kind of also hiding, and she looks at the group and says, "Well, I can't see the stars right now because it's light outside, so it wouldn't be a good idea to try to go there now. But maybe at night when we can see the stars, we can find a place where and she tries to find the words again, like she's struggling to describe what it feels like.
Cannon?
It's a no, I don't think that's the word. It feels like and
Stairs?
she uses
The ladder?
water. It feels like water. You're like when you and she makes the motion of like coming up to the surface. Instead of going down, you go up.
Can you fly?
Oh.
Can you fly? Is that what you're trying to say?
Can you swim through the sky?
No, it's I can't. I'm not like a bird. She kind of waves her hand around, and she makes a little tiny ball of very, very soft light. I can make starlight, and then I can use it to go up. But I've got to do it in the right place, and it takes a little bit of time because it's not easy to get up there.
Well, first off, we need to wait until it gets dark enough to actually see the stars. So. And
Well, should we try to find the place that we're supposed to be first?
That's what I was maybe going to suggest, is that if we take the time we have while the sun is still up to scout out a location that Ari might feel connected to, that has a good view of the sky, then we can, as soon as it gets dark enough, Ari you said it takes a while for you to channel that starlight. How long do you think you might need?
I don't know how to measure.
A really long time, a short time, or like a nap's length, or like a long like sleep length?
Kind of like a nap.
Okay. Then as soon as the sun starts going down and it starts getting a little bit dark, then I think you should start trying to work on your starlight. So then when it gets dark enough, then you can go back into the sky.
I gotta do it in the place.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. But she nods and she she understands what you're asking of her.
Dante, will you come help me with something?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. I need your wise and pragmatic wisdom.
The fact that it physically hurts to say that.
Very convincing.
You need my what again?
Your wisdom, your very unique wisdom and rapport you have with Grandma Nana, because I think we need to go talk to her real quick.
Yeah, she and I do go way back.
Yeah. Would anyone else like to come with us?
I'm usually pretty good at talking to people.
Okay. Thank you. I don't want to go by myself with Dante.
She's a little scary. I don't blame you.
No, thanks. You guys all do good. I think Dante's the right choice. Or something.
All right, let's do this. Let's run in hot, aggressive, go in, get out. Let's do this.
Okay.
Oh, God.
He's really strange. I do not understand why fate chose him. All right, whatever.
All right, we'll knock on her door like this.
And you just hear from inside, hold on a moment, I've got to get up. And you hear creaking as and then the even step of the side lady shuffle, of the side little old lady shuffle that she does as she opens the door. And she sees you, Dante, and then immediately starts closing the door.
Hold on. There's other people here too.
Never mind.
All right.
Can we roll for charm? Do we have to rinse this lady out of to give us information?
You can roll for charm if you want.
I think it might be a healthy choice the way it's going right now.
Whoever wants to roll for charm, you can.
Got an 18. Yeah.
All right.
Oh no.
She looks past you. You got a 2. What did you get? Diamond?
I got a 4.
Okay, cool. So she looks past you, sees you, Dora. She looks past you, and you can tell her gaze says not worth my time. She looks at Eudora and also says not worth my time mentally, and then looks at Marie and goes, oh, that one. She's nice and stuff. And you can see us, and she goes, all right. What is it that you want to ask me?
Hi there, miss. So we're just looking for a really good open place to go look at the stars at night around here. Do you know anywhere?
An open place to look at the stars? That's everywhere in Todmorden.
But a really, really nice field. One you would get a really good view of the northern lights in. I've never seen them, and I'm really excited.
She pops open the door wide, and she says, if I didn't know better, I'd think that there was some kind of subtext in your words, like you're looking for something else.
Probably.
No, not me, no. I've never been out on my own, and I just made friends, and we really just want to go see the stars together.
Grandma, I fell in love, and I would like to show this person the stars, so it has to be a pretty unique place.
She looks at you. She looks at Dante, she looks at you, Marie, and she goes, you know you can do better than this, right?
No, not us. No. It was an older lady I saw. I didn't have time to help her carry in her groceries.
You need to just calm down there, Dante. I've known you since you were a babe in diapers, and goodness, you are just a handful.
Oh.
You were a handful then, and you're a handful now. Good grief. And she turns away from you, Dante, and looks at Marie and says, if I didn't know better, it's probably related to the girl that doesn't smell right. You can't fool this old lady, you darn kids.
But she's one of my friends, and I want to go see the stars with my friends.
If your friend, and she does a little air quotes, who doesn't smell right, air quotes, wants to see the stars, air quotes, perhaps she should find a place that's in the shape of a circle. And she toddles back into her Vardo and comes back out with a book. And again, very superstitious woman. So of course she has a book of folk tales and things. And she flips through the book and opens it and shows it to you. It says, you see this? And she shows you this beautifully illuminated page that's been illustrated of a circle of trees.
Ooh.
And it says, they call this thing a fairy ring. You can't just find them, though. Only Fae know where they are. And if you stumble into one, it's usually a trap. And she closes her book.
Well, thank you very much for your help.
Yeah, Grandma.
If I were a fae, I'd say you're indebted to me. But I think you're indebted enough if you're dating a man like Dante.
And she side shuffles back into her Vardo, not even paying attention to your protests, and shuts the door.
You're not going to be alive tomorrow. That was nice to say, right? Oh,
Dante, although threatening her is going to help get more information.
I'm not threatening her. I'm just saying fact. Okay? Did you hear those bones?
Okay, you two. Come on. Back to the annex. We have a fairy circle to find.
Eudora, you know why they were able to talk, right? Because they've both killed someone before.
Of course, Dante.
All you hear from the window is,
Dante, stop talking nonsense! Just because I hit you with the sandal one time doesn't mean I murdered anyone! You were misbehaving and you weren't listening. And I'll hit you with the sandal again if you keep that up.
And she shuts the window.
Run. She'll kill again.
Dante, you should really go hide in my annex so she doesn't get you with the sandal.
Yeah.
Dante actually just dies because of Sandal.
That's all they have on the gravestone is an etched out shoe, and that's it.
Pressed into it.
I mean, chanclas are the leading killer of children.
Dante didn't believe in the power of the chancla, and he learned the hard way.
The true lesson of the game.
Around corners. Anyway, so you all get back to you guys make your way back to the annex Vardo. We're calling it.
The door.
Eudora just opens the annex door because it's her annex door. And just ushers the two of them in.
Okay.
And feeling bad that Acorn's been left out, we'll open the window so Acorn can stick his head through.
Great. So Acorn's going to stick his head in.
I'm saying
because
it also seems to comfort Real to have him close. And we need all brains in operation in this. You said that all of us have a magic item, correct?
All of you can be given a magic item.
Okay.
So if you would like to take that time to kind of go through your things and see if you have anything, I'm willing to let you do that. Mm-hmm. We don't have to narrate necessarily how it is. I will tell you that Ari has the ability to sense magical things. So if you have anything in your repertoire that you think might be magical, you can present it to her and she'll tell you.
Okay. Double checking. So Eudora is going to basically reiterate everything Grandma Nana said, just nicer.
Okay. without threatening Dante with a shoe.
Or the dating part.
No.
And is going to basically just draw a little very crude version of the very beautiful sketch that we saw in the book and show it to Ari and Minerva and Riel and just be like, so this is a fairy circle. This is what we need to look for, a circle and cropping of trees, but only, and pointing to Ari, Fae can find it. So we have until the sun goes down and it becomes dark out to find a fairy circle. Do you have any ideas of what might help us find it?
Can I see the book for just a second?
It's just a little notebook.
It's just a drawing.
Oh, is there anything else? Are there any other notes in it?
It's probably about the size of a sticky notepad, except for it's bound parchment. And in it are little, very crude drawings, like you've never seen a bunny rabbit try to draw a bunny rabbit drawing from last session? Yes. Isn't that? This is that notebook that usually she will hand it off to children and have them try to draw something, or she'll use it for notes. Like one of the notes Riel would find in it is the note of, don't give a copy of a book unless you know you have another copy.
Yes.
It's a really good rule.
So it's her little notepad. So she will hand the notepad with that little drawing of the fairy circle with the note on it that only a Fae could probably find it to Riel.
Wait, she takes it and just kind of looks at it and like turns it several different ways. Could I roll a brains check to see if she has any thoughts on where this might be found?
Yes, this does look familiar to you, so.
I was wondering. Okay, that is a 14.
Great. So because it looks familiar to you, you realize your brain makes the connection that the vision you had in your charm is the very thing that you're looking at here. Just in more detail.
Oh.
Your vision was more detailed than the book.
Gotcha. And she kind of like, as she's doing that, it suddenly occurs to her, her eyes kind of go wide behind the glasses. I've seen something like this before. A lot more detail.
Do you think you and Acorn could lead us to this circle?
I'd have to look around outside of it and see if there's something that reminded me of what I saw. And
Perfect. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I'm not really an expert, and I'm not like Maria. I can't really.
Just get on Acorn and point.
Okay. Yeah, that's sure. I can do that. Mm-hmm.
I'll help. And then Ari jumps on to Acorn behind you.
Acorn
Ari should be able to sense it. That's what the old lady said. The Fae will know. So good thing we've got you with us, Ari.
Ari just nods enthusiastically. She's really excited. She holds on to Riel. Like, she wraps her arms around her waist. She's ready. She's ready to go for a ride on this horse.
Hey, don't gallop. Like, just walk.
Riel just like kind of like at first she's like a little bit like, what is happening? And then she like kind of gets excited and relaxes a little bit. And she's like, okay, this is going to be fun.
So you all take off to go find the Faerie circle. So we know that Riel and Ari are working together to help track the Faerie circle. Does anyone else have any abilities that they can assist in this process with? Any kind of tracking, any kind of anything?
Can I have Ari maybe check I have like a lucky arrow that I have that I keep with me?
Is it a thing that you have like a strength? Like lucky or?
I have lucky.
Oh, okay. That's because I was looking at the strengths and I think that, you can only re-roll. You may spend 2 adversity tokens to re-roll a stat check. Never mind. So if you have a lucky arrow
like
thing.
A magical item, but I don't know.
Okay. We didn't do the magical items, did we?
No.
Okay. Everyone do me a favor. And let's go ahead, roll your best die. If you roll high, you found a magical item. If you roll low, then you don't have a magical item in your possession. Was a 1, wasn't it?
It was a 5.
Okay, you do not have a magical item in your possession.
It's okay, because my best is fight, so...
Okay. You're good.
I've got a 16.
You just got like a straight up gun. Like, oh, look at this.
Yes. Take this, M16. But yes. So we've got a magical item for Marie. What about you, Dante?
Yeah, I got an 11.
Okay, you did not get a magical item. What about... Sorry. What about you, Eudora?
14.
14. Okay. I will send you the stats for these magical items. Riel, I'm also going to send you your item. Remember that you assign the aspects to these items, so you decide what they do. Okay? I'm just telling you how many magical energy points they have.
Okay. And then you said they have a secret ability too that you know.
Yes, that I know, that I determine when the time is right. And Eudora, I think, also got a magical item, right?
Mm-hmm. If I got it on a 14.
Yes. So you have... Your item has been
that's
sent.
Perfect. That's
alrighty.
Fits in very well with one of the other items I had written in for my character to have with me all the time. So perfect.
Okay, great. So well equipped, you guys take off, and the search for the fairy ring does take a while. By the time you are able to find it, it is rapidly approaching dusk. The sun is setting quickly. and you know that in winter, it does tend to get dark rather quickly. But that's when, as you're riding around, Ari says, there, that's it. And she points to a space that looks like just forest. Just a bunch of trees.
Wait, where is it exactly, Ari? That's not...
Keep going straight. Towards those trees there.
Oh, okay.
And no, go ahead.
Right, that sounds good. She's confused because she's on open space, but she does not want to say anything, so she's like, yeah, sure, okay.
And everyone else is following, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So it starts with with Ari and Riel on Acorn, and they pass through the trees as if they were not there. And then all the rest of you pass through it too, and you enter into a clearing that's made up of a circle of trees and mushrooms.
Uh-oh.
And as you enter, you can see the darkening sky, which is now it's now kind of going from dusk to twilight above you in that circle, but it looks kind of weird, as if you're looking through it from the surface of water.
Oh, that's it. That's what I saw.
Wow.
That's
pretty.
I'm gonna pick up a mushroom and see if I can
You try to pick up a mushroom, and it does not want to come loose from the ground.
Oh snap!
Once we're settled in this place, Eudora will go straight to Ari and just say, "It's like, okay, now you said it takes a nap's worth, so I guess start focusing on your starlight."
Ari looks up at the thing and she says, This is kind of like what I fell through. And she's a little nervous. You can tell she's a little anxious because this is obviously not something she's experienced with. It's only been theory. It's never practice. And she goes, okay, you can do this. And she reaches into her pocket and clutches her little starlight and starts kind of starts carving a circle out of the snow. But as this begins, there's another sound in the trees.
Of course there is.
I bet that paternal guy's gonna come up.
I mean, it looks like water, so I bet you can... Wait. Wait a second. Does Acorn freak out again?
Acorn, it does look tense. They haven't spooked yet.
Okay.
But they, the sound in the trees kind of has them looking around like, what's happening?
She's gonna slip off the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Acorn, I know it's a little scary. I promise we'll keep you safe. Could you please not freak out again this time?
Acorn just snorts and nods his head. And
okay, that's a good boy.
He's going to do his best. He's going to do his best. But the sound in the trees does get stronger. I have to go through my notes because I have to see something. One moment,
it's like
please.
Jurassic Park.
Yes, Jurassic Park.
Birds
It's like, don't.
Oh, no.
Terrifying.
Do you think some of us should go check out what that sound is so that we can stop it before it gets to Ari?
I mean, the only one who could do something is Marie.
Should we leave this circle?
No.
Ari looks up as she's working on carving this little sigil in the snow that's going to be channeling her starlight as the wind begins to kick up snow around them, and she looks from side to side and says, something's coming, I don't like it. And she looks at Eudora what am I supposed to do? That kid of I'm scared, what do I do?
I would like to try to use charm to see if I can calm her down enough to have her just focus on
Okie
the
dokie.
vigil and not any of this.
Okie dokie.
Okay. What am I rolling? I'm rolling a d8. With my adversary token, it's going to be a 7.
A 7. Okay. This was a difficult roll, and you managed to get her to breathe enough to focus, but you can tell she's still anxious. She's still hyper aware. So you are gonna, like, you failed. You take another adversary token, but the way you failed is basically you got her down. You got her to focus back, but you don't know how long that's gonna be for because of everything that's happening. So, a swarm of butterflies begin permeating the trees. Black butterflies.
That's not good.
That's weird. Is that
Minerva, I'm gonna need my jacket back. You remember from like
from episode 1. I know.
I'm gonna need that back.
As these butterflies begin landing on you, Minerva.
Okay. You know what? Okay. This is not
we
weird at
squish
all.
it?
This is actually super cool, and I'm not freaking out whatsoever.
Well, and the funny part is it's very pleasant. They feel very warm, but soon there's so many of them, it's getting uncomfortably warm.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna start slapping them.
Yeah, I start without even thinking. I start like flailing my arms, just like flailing recklessly, just like Okay, nope.
Acorn, could you switch your tail? Could you come over and like the flies?
Acorn's being beset by those butterflies too. And you can see him trying to he's trying real hard to be brave. He's a big brave boy, but he's not doing well.
Okay.
Lee, get your weapons.
Maybe roll around she's gonna take the little Fae charm and try putting it in the butterflies to see if
water is beginning to drip from the trees as the snow begins to melt. Ari is starting to panic because you can see she's still drawing, but her hands are starting to shake because she doesn't know what's happening.
Maurice throws an arrow out and says to Eudora, "You keep her focused. I'll do my best."
I knew she's killed before.
It's fine. We got rid of him before. We'll get rid of him again.
No, we didn't.
I got rid of him before.
I think Eudora will hold a hand out towards Minerva. It's like, will you help me with Ari? She seems to really like you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
And then, as soon as Minerva comes towards, Eudora places the magic item into Minerva's hand, giving it to her instead.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and send her the magic item. And the magic item has 2 aspects that you assign and 1 aspect that I assign.
I just went ahead and tagged you into the little holiday chat so you can see it.
Absolutely.
And Eudora just says, I believe in you. You can do this. You can work with me if you want to, instead of doing your awful job. But we need to help Ari first. I believe in you. We can do this.
Ari deserves it.
The snow around Ari is the only thing that's intact at this point because everything else is slowly turning green and kind of blossoming around the little sigil that Ari is making.
First time I've been scared to hear that.
Right? And through the trees, you hear the rumbling, thunderous voice of the Fae that you met earlier.
Dad.
And he says, "It seems you found what I was looking for me." And this is directed at Riel. So, as the Fae bursts through the trees, he's no longer in a human form. He is full on in his Fae form, and what you see before you is a butterfly very similar to the ones that tried to burn you earlier, with black speckled wings that are an iridescent blue and orange color. He's slightly taller than he was in his human form, with these huge light blue almond-shaped eyes, faceted like an insect and outlined in black. His hands have 2 fingers, and his body is actually spotted.
Ooh.
I'll stand beside Muddy with I'll take a sandal off. So she has a bow and arrow, and I have a sandal.
Projectile weapons, I love it!
But Grandma did it, so maybe.
Quick
need a use token and fabuloso. Let's go. Bye, Mothman.
Quick above the table.
What?
Quick above the table. Just clarification for how magic items work.
So your magic items have magical energy. Should either be 6 ME or 8 ME, which you can track with a die. When you expend a use of that magic item, you can I believe, oh my god, I got to go back to the rule that I put in there. I pinned it.
Sorry.
That's okay. Okay. So each item has a set number of magic energy tokens. Once they are spent, the item will need time to recharge. When you use the magical item, it immediately spends the magic energy and the player rolls 2d4. Subtract the roll on the dice from the difficulty value that I give you, basically. So you just tell me what it is. I'll do the math for it. If the result is 0 or negative, you get the magical item, something happens to it. If the result is 1 or greater, that difference, then bad things happen, and we don't want that. So.
Can I fix my magical item to my bow to use it for extra protective?
Oh, sorry, that's not it. If the result is 1 or greater, good things happen. If it reduces the powered item to 0 or fewer, bad things happen. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay.
Can I tie my magic item to the arrow that I have drawn for protection, for extra protection, or the protective?
Whatever. I mean, you're the one assigning aspects to it, so you have to tell me what it does.
It would carry on. I'll keep thinking on that for a minute.
Yeah. No, there's a list. I think I don't remember if I sent you the list, but it's in the KOB book. It's under psychic aspects, I believe.
Okay.
So take a second. Like you're prepping for this fight. The Duke has come through the trees. He's coming for you guys.
That was rude. Riel kind of fold her arms, and there's like a second where she's like, that fear comes back for a minute, and then so does the anger. This guy is not very nice. And also, she's protected at the moment, so she kind of like takes a breath, and then she walks over till she's like right in front of him.
Okay.
You need to leave the little star girl alone. You just leave us all alone. Go back to your own realm.
The wings flap as he gets closer to you, and he says, I can't, and he reaches out to you because he may not be able to cast any spells on you or charm you, but he can certainly pick you up and grab you, and that's what he does. He picks you up by the collar and brings you close to his face and says, I want my daughter back, even if it means I have to wish upon a star. And he throws you to the side.
And she kind of like hits the ground. I think there are better ways to find your daughter than doing this. Can she hold out her charm and use one of her weapons?
Sure. What aspect do you want to use of your charm?
Hypnotize others with your gaze. She is going to.
Okay.
What goes around comes around, and she's gonna kind of sit there, and she's gonna like shakily raise like the little thing and look through it at him, and kind of put it back down. And her 2 different eyes, if it's okay if I describe this, are kind of like glowing. You know, it's not very nice to try and control people and tell them what to do, is it?
And as you do this, he sort of repeats it and says, "It's not very nice to." He repeats what you says he repeats what you say as he remains under your control, as he suddenly falls under your control.
All right, it's not nice to go after other fae or star girls. It's not nice to go after anybody or charm anybody or freak people's horses out or control their minds. Right?
Right. He repeats these things after you and agrees.
She just kind of slowly stands up and stays like dead focused. Behind her back, she's got a hand that's like, hurry, 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 hurry.
And
no idea how long
you see Ari frantically like drawing this little like thing into the dirt, and she's starting to. She's drawn it into the snow. She's starting to summon starlight, and you can see everything kind of glowing and beginning to sort of build this sort of star bridge. But unfortunately, while you're doing this, while you're trying to say hurry, 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 you can feel your hold starting to weaken. He is a very powerful Fae, and your magic is only going to last for so long. I do want you to actually roll 2d4 for using this aspect. And we're going to roll against the difficulty level, because I just said roll for it, and then you used your aspect, and I was like, oh yeah, forgot.
So sorry, what was that? Last little
roll 2d4.
Okay. She's like,
and you
desperate.
have...
It's not, don't leave the star girl alone. Let her go home. That is 6.
Okay, so that's a 6 versus the difficulty level, and I gotta read the rule again. Establish difficulty value. Okay, so technically your roll is a failure, but you can choose to add more magical energy to it to try and make it a success.
Okay. Cool. Well, since we're in the final fight, can I use my adversity point, and then I'm going to use some magical energy.
I'll allow it. All right. So you have. So how much magical energy do you want to use for your item?
Let's. You know what? Let's use 4.
Okay. And you're using your adversity point?
Yep.
You're still
Not
off.
there?
Yeah.
And if you go to 0 on the magical energy points, that's something bad can happen.
Something happens to the item. And possibly you, but you don't know that yet. You don't know what that thing is going to be.
Okie dokie. Okay. Ooh.
And it's 0, so if you're down to 1, then you're okay.
Okay, she's gonna put one more point into it. She's gonna be really trying to hold onto this thing.
Okay. A little burst of energy flies from your star as you try to overcome his magic, and you manage to retain your hold on his psyche for the moment, but a crack appears in the glass of your star. If you try this again, your charm might not make it.
That's okay. I'm sure that's okay. Leave the star girl alone. Leave the star girl and everyone else alone. Leave them alone. And she's just kind of like repeating this over and over, like
the cloud of butterflies seems to like hover and do this in place. What did you want to do, Marie?
I do want to attach my magical item to the bow I have, and I would like to threaten this devious monarch butterfly, scary-looking man.
Yeah.
And I am going to assign that item with the ability to create illusions so that he's distracted by something that he thinks is there that isn't there, so that takes pressure off of Stargirl.
Okay. And
so I'm going to... Marie threatens him and says, hey, take one more step. I'm going to fire my bow and you're not going to like it.
Okay. He's still repeating the hypnotic words that Riel has given him. So if he heard you, you're not sure.
Should I fire anyway?
Should she say that out loud?
Yep, to Dante.
Oh, to Dante.
Dante's already like, yeah.
Let's do this. I'm going to high five you with the sandal. Psh, let's go.
All right, so I rolled 2d4 for that.
Okay, so 2d4 for use of the magical item. How much magical energy do you want to put in?
I will use 4 as well for now.
4 points, okay. So 4 points of magical energy.
4 and a 3.
A 4 and a 3, so that's a 7. And you're firing an arrow at him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I, so I have the loyal trait, which lets, so normally when you spend adversity tokens to help someone, it's +1, but I could do +2 per point. Can I help Maddie out?
Yeah, you can. So
All right,
we're gonna add
spend-
+2.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll spend 2 points for a +4. I'm just gonna be like,
Plus, so this chancla and this arrow fly at this creature, and it hits him. You got it. He cannot dodge because he's incapacitated at the moment. But what happens is the illusion takes hold of him now on top of the hypnosis. The illusion takes hold of him. And he begins to mutter to himself as he begins to see an image where Ari has drawn the circle and is gathering starlight. The bridge is almost at the pool above you, a pool of water-looking sky above you, which is now darkened to black. You can actually start seeing the stars and the constellation of Arcoides, which is in fact missing a star. And he starts saying things like, my daughter, where are you?
I'll help you find your daughter, but you got to let the star go.
And he looks he looks at Uriel, and for the first time his eyes look very sad. Help me find Aryan Road, please.
I'll help you find her. Look, this isn't the way to fix the way to fix the problem, but understand we were done a great injustice. It's not fair for a parent to be separated from their child, but this isn't the way to do it.
He just says Aryan Road again, and as he says this a second time, Eudora and Minerva, you see, like, just as the starlight is touching, it's formed the bridge. There's like a pulse inside of Ari, and she shakes her head for a minute. Nothing happens to the bridge; it's still intact. It's not like it shook that, but she blinks like almost like she's been like struck by something, like someone's hitting a gong or something. Those vibrations. And she looks to you, Eudora, and then to Minerva. And she says, I didn't tell you my name, right?
You just said it was Ari.
You just said it was Ari.
Okay. And she looks at the bridge and says, I thought someone said my true name, and I'm not supposed to tell that to anyone.
No.
Then how would someone know it?
I don't know. I didn't tell anyone.
Well, we sure don't know it, so...
Keep focusing on the star.
Okay. And she like, it's ready. I'm ready to go up now. And she starts kind of preparing to get onto the star bridge and start ascending back towards the sky where she belongs.
Eudora, upon seeing that she's getting ready to leave, just kind of like gets to her level again and just says, I, Eudora Everglade, am so proud of you, Ari. You're going to do a wonderful job.
Ari nods.
Okay.
And looks back at Riel with the big black butterfly fae. And she blinks a couple of times. And then looks back at the sky. And she says, okay. She's holding on to her little star. Mm-hmm. And you can see her form changes, suddenly beginning to drop the humanoid aspects as she begins to descend back to her home. And she herself is also a little butterfly with large, deep eyes that sparkle with the stars of the night sky. deep black wings that have a band of aurora colors. And her skin goes from being like a chocolate shade of brown to a very deep shade of midnight blue. Her face is actually smaller and more angular, which explains why she was so small as a human. But the rest of her body remains humanoid.
You're beautiful, Ari. Absolutely stunning.
Did you say that out loud, Marie? And Riel, at this point, the cracks in your charm begin to spread. You can feel the Fae fighting the effects of your item.
And she's kind of sitting there and she looks at how far Ari is and she kind of gestures bye.
Ari's
and
halfway up.
She's holding it and she's like, okay, if this breaks, I can't do anything else. And she kind of just... She takes a second and then she puts it down and just gets up and goes to get in the way to annoy him. Look, in the way to annoy him. We're gonna annoy him.
He's enveloped in the illusion, and once you stop talking to him, he doesn't have a focus anymore. And as he looks around and looks up, he sees what's happening, and rather than process this as the star that he's been trying to capture all this time, he reaches for her and says, Aryan Road. And again, Ari looks towards him and has the realization that this is the person who's been calling her name. And she holds her star close for a moment and looks back at Eudora and Minerva, as if to ask if it's okay to let this person in.
It absolutely is. Shouldn't it be?
Eudora?
Can I roll a brains?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I can't. She doesn't. I don't think she knows enough about the implications of if Ari doesn't go, but also if this might be her father. A 10.
A 10. Okay. So you can see the familial resemblance between them. They're similar in nature, although opposite from each other in terms of summer, winter, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's going to inform whatever you tell this girl.
I think Eudora is just going to tell Ari, I think you should say hello and introduce yourself.
She reaches out her hand towards this Fae, and for the first time you hear her say her true name. And she says, hello, my name is Aryan Road Ogira, and I'm very small. Could you help me hang the star in the sky? And without a second thought, completely forgotten, whether or not he's in an illusion or reality, you can see this Fae's eyes actually tearing up for this. This is something incredible to see for people who've never experienced Fae before. You get to see Fae cry and hear true names all in one night. What the hell? So he reaches out to her and he says, again, you get to hear a second true name tonight. And he says, I'm Gwydion Osora, and I think I'm your father. And he grabs hold of her hand. And you hear him say, I'd be happy to help you. And both of them ascend the little starlight bridge together. and go through this little like water-based thing. And you only have a second to process this, because the instant that happens, it's like you blink and everything is gone. You're back in the middle of the forest.
Does anyone know where my shoe is?
Your shoe is gone. I'm sorry. That sandal is sitting in the middle of the
realm. I'm so sorry. There's a new conflict constellation in the sky.
It becomes a magic item the next one shot in the face.
My shoe to space.
So, to conclude this epilogue, because I know we've got people that are passing out on me, as you exit the forest, you walk out and see that the sky has exploded in color, and for the first time for some people, and for not the first time for others, you see the beauty that is the northern lights of Veselda in all their glory. And as you return to Todmorden, they only glow brighter. So, and hold on, I had a whole little thing for you guys if you guys want to explore it. But yes, as you return to the sounds of celebration. Because the town of Todmorden is saved, because they were also going to be like, hey, we're going to go broke if this doesn't happen. But it did. Yay. So each of you is armed with a cup of warm cocoa and a blanket as you all view the northern lights, and you have a little time to chat after all that's happened.
This is the weirdest dream I've ever had.
I can't say the whole thing was fun exactly, but I'm really glad I got to be friends with all of you.
Yeah.
I'll pour some of my hot cocoa into Maddie's hot cocoa and say nothing.
Arrow, I got you.
Well, I'm glad if I met some of the people in the caravan and had to work with it. It was you guys.
Yeah. Seeing her find her passion and find what she loves is truly inspirational. And I hope that we can all do it one day. Find what we really love.
I still feel really bad that I shot her dad. I really didn't know. I hope they're not mad.
To be fair, he did sound like he hypnotized you, so it's a little bit of a...
That's true.
I wrote down their true name, so, maybe later in life we...
Dante!
You gotta protect yourself out here.
Yeah, or immortality or something. That's cool.
Dante!
I mean, he never did apologize, so I don't know if there's still any, bad feelings,
The world is our oyster. Colorful, weird, and wet. That's just...
And he knows where it is too, so that's not great. But we did the right thing, right?
Of course.
I think so.
Yeah.
And this all really happened. It's not like a really good daydream. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I hope
you're awake.
And as you sit with those thoughts of whether or not this was all just a very elaborate lucid dream and you're going to wake back up in the middle of the caravan on the way to Todmorden tomorrow, the stars above you, one of them seems to twinkle just a little bit brighter in the sky. And that is where we are going to end this one shot for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys have had as much of a blast as we had playing. Thank you to our wonderful table, especially powering through because we shot this a little bit later at night than we planned. I appreciate all of you. Please find all of these wonderful people on social media. They are great. They are fabulous. And we're hoping to have them back again for our first one shot of the new year. We'll see you soon. Have a good night.